bad forensic science isn't often thought of as a women's issue, but it really is. Out of every 3 exonerated women were convicted based on faulty forensic science, and 40% of those exonerated women were accused of harming someone in their care. In those cases, you do have a tragedy upon another tragedy. This person loses someone who's close to her, and then she is re-victimized by the legal system. And I should say that when we talk about women and biases against women, for the most part, the women who are who are our clients and who are in the National Registry of Exonerations are cisgendered women, but these biases also apply to all female presenting people who've had a woman's experience or a female experience or identify that way. So I don't just specifically mean cisgendered women, although that is the majority of what you find in the National Registry.
So, but what is it? Like, what is it about, bad forensic or medical opinions that seem to disproportionately cause wrongful convictions in women vis-a-vis men?
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly it's a problem for male clients too, but when you're dealing with a process that's either poorly understood, poorly set out, doesn't have objective criteria, analysts in particular, right, and investigators will tend to fall back in the absence of objective criteria, will fall back on their biases. And so women are particularly susceptible to these kinds of biases. Society has a particular idea of what women are like, how they should behave, how they should act. And so if you violate those norms, then you're more likely to be viewed with suspicion by the analysts and investigators physicians who are working on your case. So one thing that we see routinely is women who are accused of harming their children, rather than giving objective scientific evidence about whether a child's particular issue is or is not, or how certain we can be that it is some kind of maltreatment. People who testify at trial will sometimes fall back on sort of these extrinsic things that they think make the person who's accused seem like a bad mom or a bad parent.
What are some examples of that?
So we've seen that, Seth, in some of our cases. In one, a person's text messages with her best friend having kind of complaining about kids' behavior was brought into her trial as evidence that she was a bad mom and therefore would harm a child. Other examples we see are things like, decisions like they didn't take their baby was sick. This is one I see a lot. Their baby was, okay, fine, you get to the post-conviction stage. Maybe she didn't kill this child, but the baby was sick and she didn't take her to the doctor fast enough, right? And as you know, and we all should know, people's access to the healthcare system is something that varies just enormously based on your socioeconomic status, your age, your gender, your race, all sorts of things can affect that. So these are the kinds of things that we see over and over again with women who are accused.